Hello there, many thanks for joining us this the 14th day of October, the year 2025. Indeed, it's a day that we have much and more lined up for you. And of course, today we pay a special focus on the ongoing political arrangement or alignment in the country. Now, there are no permanent enemies in politics, only interest aligned. President William Ruto swept to power, riding on hustler narrative, branding his opponents, led by ODM party leader Raila Odinga, who enjoyed the blessings of former President Uhuru Kenyatta as the dynasties, which basically translates to children of the elite. Now, 3 years down the line, there seems to be a change of tune, perhaps the Damascus moment for the man who fashioned himself as the chief hustler, now chasing and dining with those he so-called the dynasties in the disguise of a broad-based government, from Raila Odinga handshake to Ishaweri meeting to the latest signing of Gideon Moi. President William Ruto is a man on a mission. But what is the end game? Now, that is a very critical question that we'll try to explore tonight in our special segment on the state of the nation. And of course, I'll be later on introducing my guests who will be helping us to unpack this very critical discussion. But remember, our team has been up and down to bring you up to speed with the latest in the world of politics, business, and sports. And this is what to expect in the next 1 hour. Tonight, not Mount Kenya kingpin. Dear Member of Parliament accuses Gachagua of playing divisive politics over his attacks on Embu and Kirinyaga governor.
Who installed you? Who gave you the authority to govern and to lead these people? Wacha kujipatia kazi yenye juzi hatukupatia wewe.
Show them respect. Ruto urged Kenyans to respect the men in uniform for their bravery and sacrifice in serving the nation.
Let us accord them the respect, cooperation, and gratitude they so richly deserve.
Also tonight, no to broad-based. Kanu youth leaders oppose the Ruto Gideon Moi pact, demands accountability and good governance. Plus, time is now. Northeastern residents urged to take advantage of less ID vetting restrictions to register as voters.
This is Kutv Primetime News with Auma Evans.
Right, Naomi Omboi is on the Sign Language Interpretation Department. Remember, you can talk to us on all of our social media platforms. We are coming to you live on KUTV News Live. You can tweet us on X at KUTV_Kenya, at Auma Evans, the hashtag to use, State of the Nation. So tonight we begin with matters politics, where former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has refused to tone down on his accusations to a section of Mount Kenya leaders who believes are betraying the community. This is despite growing resentment from leaders who now accuse him of being fueled by anger and selfishness. Rose Gaguku is on that beat tonight.
His remarks made on the 11th of October in Makueni County.
Neguo, na watu wanatumiwa na Ruto. Wewe gavana wa Igoro, wewe Karinda, kwani nyinyi hamuna akili? Ruto wako pale, anaunganisha jamii yake ya Rift Valley, ndio aweza kutafuta uongozi. Mimi nasema hapa tuungane. Si mimi niliungana na Martha Karua, si tumeungana na JB Muturi, si tumeungana na Linturi. Huyo si ni werevu? Sasa huyu Karinda, huyu wa hapa Embu, ndio anatumiwa na Ruto wakiwa na ile mtu anaitwa Soprano kugawanya sisi.
Former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has continued to be criticized by a section of Kenya leaders who describe him as a selfish who is spreading hate in the region.
Unataka kuwa kiongozi ya mlima. Ati hata wewe unajisema ndio kiongozi ya mlima. Nani alipatia wewe hiyo mamlaka ya kuwa kiongozi wa mlima? Si ni kiberebere peke yake?
Dear Member of Parliament George Kariuki went further, describing Gachagua as a failure and a bitter politician who uses divisive rhetoric to undermine fellow Mount Kenya leaders who support the current government.
The only thing Gachagua ako nayo kubwa kuliko mimi ni mdomo peke yake. Tulikupatia kazi ya Deputy President, ukashindwa kufanya hiyo kazi. Munataka kelele ama munataka maendeleo?
As if that was not enough, Gachagua was not silenced by his critics.
Hii ni bedroom ya nani? Hii ni bedroom ya nani? Mtu anaweza sema mtu asiende kwa bedroom yake. Sasa wala wanasema ati mimi sitafika Kirinyaga, hapa ni wapi?
Gachagua and his allies took the opportunity to fire corruption accusations to his critics, who he accused of sponsoring local protests.
Naona gavana anapanga ati wamama 10 wapige kelele. Mimi nauliza, wewe gavana, kama unapanga maandamano, siku Ruto aliua watoto ya Gen Z, mbona hukupanga maandamano? Lakini ukisemekana wewe ni msaliti, wewe ni mtu ya kasongo, ati unataka kutuonesha kiburi. Wewe governor and MPs ya Kirinyaga, you are the enemies of the people of Kirinyaga and our people.
Wewe William Ruto, wacha kushinda ukilialia kwa sababu iko watu kidogo umepatia pesa hapa wakosea kina mama wetu heshima. Jana niliona governor mzima anaambia kina mama ndio niwapatie pesa shilingi 500, lazima mlale kwa barabara na mjigaragalie. Wewe
ile kudhalilishwa tulionyeshwa jana na gavana Waiguru alitufanya aibu kubwa sana.
As tensions escalate, the Mount Kenya political scene appears increasingly polarized, with Gachagua's aggressive approach meeting staunch resistance from key leaders within his own community. These divisions likely to impact the region's influence in the upcoming general elections. Rose Kaguku, KUTV, Nairobi.
Now, still matters politics. The KANU Youth Congress has distanced itself from the broad-based arrangement between their chairman Gideon Moi and President William Ruto. They demand, or rather they condemned, the current administration's alleged human rights violations, forced disappearance, corruption, and disregard for the rule of law, emphasizing their commitment to transparency, democracy, and accountability. They urged the government to focus on critical issues like healthcare, education, and job creation instead of political alliances. The youth dismissed Ruto's broad-based government as ineffective, insisting that only functional system can address Kenya's challenges. Now, the Northeastern Regional Commander John Otieno has called on the eligible residents in the region to take full advantage of the government's decision to scrap the vetting process for the national identification cards, or rather registration. Now, speaking during a public baraza in Garissa town, Otieno said the move announced by the President William Ruto during his recent tour of the region marks a major step towards promoting inclusivity and national integration, as Moses Masha now reports.
Speaking during a public baraza in Garissa town, Northern Eastern Regional Commissioner John Otieno has urged all eligible residents from the region to take full advantage of the government's decision to scrap the vetting process for national ID acquisition.
Serikali ya Kenya Kwanza ni serikali ambayo imefanya mambo mengi, hasa kwa wale ambao wanaishi katika mkoa huu. Mnakumbuka mwezi wa Februari mwaka huu Rais aliondoa extra vetting kwa ID na ikawapa fursa wakaji wa hapa waweze kupata ID bila kusumbuliwa. Na kwa hivyo nataka niwahimize mchukue nafasi hii muweze kuchukua identity cards kwa sababu hakuna vetting.
He further called on locals to support and participate in ongoing infrastructure and development projects, citing their potential to transform the region's economy. Among the major initiatives highlighted were the Northern Corridor Integration Project, the Lapset Corridor, and the construction of new markets across the counties.
Serikali imeanzisha projects mingi na nataka tuungane kama viongozi na wakaji wa hapa. Tuunge serikali mkono ili tuhakikishe ya kwamba hizi projects zinafaulu. Kuna mabarabara zinajengwa, barabara ya Lapset, barabara ya Northern Corridor, na hizi barabara zikikamilishwa itafanya uchukuzi itakuwa ni rahisi sana na itafungua eneo hii kwa usafiri na maendeleo.
Otieno also commended residents for their continued cooperation with security agencies, noting that it has contributed to improved stability across the region.
Nataka niombe kila mmoja wetu tuungane na wafanyikazi wa serikali, tuungane na maofisa wetu wa usalama ili tuweze kudhibiti zaidi hali ya usalama katika mkoa hii.
John Otieno emphasized that with peace, unity and cooperation, Northeastern Kenya stands to benefit immensely from these transformative national programs.
Now, President William Ruto has urged Kenyans to stand firmly behind the Kenya Defence Forces by according them respect and gratitude for their immense sacrifice and bravery, often operating in punishing terrains far away from home to uphold the security and stability of our great nation. Ruto spoke this during the annual Kenya Defence Forces Day at Moi Barracks in Eldoret, Uasin Gishu County.
The 2025 annual Kenya Defence Forces Day celebrations was marked by impressive military parades, live demonstrations and cultural performances, showcasing the discipline and professionalism of the Kenya Defence Forces. Community engagement activities, including a free medical camp attended by thousands, highlighted the KDF commitment to national development.
Families. Under the health pillar, work aligns with the National Universal Health Coverage Agenda to ensure the physical and psychological well-being of the Kenya Defence Forces fraternity.
In his address at the annual Kenya Defence Forces Day at Moi Barracks in Eldoret, Uasin Gishu County, President William Ruto honored fallen soldiers who recognized their ultimate sacrifice in protecting the nation's peace and security. He extended heartfelt condolences to their families, underscoring the nation's gratitude.
Their memory is forever etched in the conscience of our republic. We owe an unending debt of gratitude to them and to their families, whose sacrifice continues to inspire our nation's resolve. As Commander-in-Chief, I solemnly reaffirm the government's resolute commitment to honoring their service through devoted care and support for their dependents.
The President reaffirmed his administration's commitment to modernizing the Kenya Defence Forces through enhanced training, upgraded equipment and improved infrastructure to address emerging security threats. He acknowledged the critical role the military plays in safeguarding Kenya's sovereignty.
We are modernizing our equipment and technology. Bravery alone does not win battles. Preparedness does. The government has fast-tracked the acquisition and modernization of defense systems, improved mobility platforms, and strengthened cyber and intelligence capabilities. The battlefield is changing rapidly, and Kenya must always remain a step ahead of emerging threats.
While highlighting the KDF's contribution beyond security, President Ruto applauded their active involvement in community initiatives such as infrastructure projects and environmental conservation efforts, such as the 15 billion tree planting campaign to combat climate change.
Across Kenya, the fingerprints of the KDF are everywhere. You have built roads that connect communities and open new frontiers of opportunity. You have supported the construction of hospitals and schools that give life and hope to our people. You have played a pivotal role in iconic infrastructure projects such as Talanda Stadium, embodying our belief in talent, excellence, and national pride.
Nevertheless, the head of state called on Kenyans to support the armed forces and work together in unity to build a peaceful and prosperous nation.
I call upon every Kenyan to stand firmly behind the Kenya Defence Forces. Let us accord them the respect, cooperation, and gratitude they so richly deserve.
Glory Kadure, KUTV, Nairobi.
All right, at the same time, the Kenya Defence Forces has begun constructing the Defence Forces Welfare Services Mall at Moi Barracks, Eldoret, to improve the welfare of soldiers, veterans, and their families. Chief of Defence Forces General Charles Kahariri presided over the groundbreaking and later honored the fallen heroes during the KDF Day 2025 celebrations attended by President William Ruto. The mall will include supermarkets, restaurants, and fueling stations offering affordable services. KDF described the initiative as a major step towards strengthening welfare and boosting morale among troops nationwide.
About honoring our fallen heroes and those that have paid the ultimate price and sacrifice in the service of their country, plus the families that they leave behind. The gallant men and women who paid this price in defense of our republic, they deserve this commemoration. Their courage, sacrifice, and devotion to duty continue to inspire all of us that wear the uniform. Your Excellency, no unit of KDF has made greater sacrifice than this great unit that was established by General Pandey as the first commanding officer, and those generals and officers and service members that have served in its ranks. It is why
now, hundreds of youths throng Nyahururu Stadium for the ongoing Kenya Defence Forces recruitment exercise taking place across the country. Senior Recruiting Officer Lieutenant Colonel David Owonda says the large turnout reflects the strong desire among young people to serve in the Defence Forces, noting that most of the participants are Form 4 leavers, with only a few graduates, attributing to the lower number of graduates to the ongoing online application process for specialized cadre such as cadets. According to the awarder, the KDF has highlighted or rather heightened surveillance or rather vigilance to ensure integrity throughout the exercise, urging Kenyans to report any inappropriate practices to the relevant authorities. All right, now it's time to take our very first break here on the State of the Nation. Remember, we have our really very interesting discussion lined up for you in the State of the Nation, where we take a look at the political realignment ahead of the 2027 elections. Now with President William Ruto bagging the signature in terms of signing, for those who understand the football terms, after the handshake with former Prime Minister, that is Raila Odinga, now KANU Chairman Gideon Moi, now in the broad-based government, and of course the opposition united against President William Ruto. Now the real shape of the political alignment in the country is now taking center stage, with the political temperature rising, given the fact that the country is anticipating a very critical by-election that will prove as a litmus test for either side. So that is the discussion that we'll be having later on with my guest, who is already in the house, and of course I'll be introducing him later on after this very short break.
Are you ready to take charge of your health? Welcome to Focus on Health, your weekly guide to staying informed and living better. Join me every week as I sit down with trusted medical experts.
Gynecology is basically a field concerned with mainly the female genitalia.
Explore real-life stories
during when the patient come in,
and bring you updates and tips that are beneficial to your health. Because health isn't just important, it is everything. Tune in to Focus on Health every Thursday at 7:30 p.m. only on KUTV. I'm your host, Kandia Marian, and I'll see you then.
I'm Associate Professor in the Institute of Philosophy of Jagiellonian University in Krakow, Poland, and I'm the main coordinator of the CAFE project, which is being here hosted by Kenyatta University.
My name is Ewa Hudoba. I am a project manager in this consortium. Keep watching cutting-edge research at Kenyatta University Television.
In a world where uncertainty rules and opportunities are scarce, it's time to break from the barrier and unlock your full potential.
We must live within our means. We cannot spend money that we don't have.
We will explore the fascinating world of investment, trade secrets, business strategies and entrepreneurship.
Sasa challenges ziko mingi sana. Mipaka ya mzigo imekuwa mbaya. Unaweka pesa yako na kataa kurudi.
Whether you're a seasoned investor or just starting out, what you covered with invaluable insights to help you succeed.
Now, this year we have seen a rebound in the economy, which is well above the global average of the 3%.
Join me, Anyango Sylvia, every Sunday and Monday on KUTV News at 9, and let's turn your dreams into reality.
Are you an aspiring media practitioner, a graduate, or you just want to advance your skills in television production? Then welcome to Kenyatta University, where education meets innovation. KUTV, the premier university television station in Kenya, is now offering short courses in TV studio, field technical operations, and video editing. Through these courses, you will acquire hands-on skills on camera operations, media production, lighting techniques, audio-visual editing, and sound and visual control, and how to operate key equipment in modern TV control room. Enroll today at KUTV and discover your full potential in cutting-edge TV broadcasting. Graduates of these courses will receive professional certificates. For more information, visit our offices at KUTV Studios or call us on 020-870-4252 or 020-870-4255 or SMS us on 0739-110-544. KUTV, a new experience.
A new era, a new people. This is the Law Matters Show. A program that brings you legal sensitization on your television.
My statement is written and just the quote the prosecution.
I think that this loss is a setback for Raila Odinga.
What policy recommendations were fronted by the candidate?
With diversity, we demystify important legal issues locally, regionally, and internationally.
What Tanzanians.
Join me, Elvin Onsongo, as I bring you more insights on law matters.
We are looking at social issues. What is the problem? Is it the economy? Is it...
Law Matters Show, creating awareness, advocacy, and enhancing lives.
Hi, my name is Stella Tioi.
Jina langu naitwa Okemwa Mukwa James.
This is Mandela Gaya.
Ugonjwa ulipokuja ulichukua siku 3 ukaniweka in coma. 20 wamezikwa, 2 ndio wako hai.
I don't even know how it feels to see.
I feel like I cannot express myself well the way somebody who can walk can actually express themselves.
Ilichukua muda mwingi mrefu tena mpana ili kuikubali kwamba mimi siwezi tembea tena.
I've come to actually accept myself.
Ukijaribu kumsimamisha mtu mwambie tafadhali nionyeshe njia.
They find it quite strange talking to you.
You should just make schools integrated.
Inclusive setups.
By providing the right facilities.
Baada ya kutafuta kazi, tunaweza kuanzisha miradi yetu ambayo ingetusaidia kubadilisha maisha ya wazazi wetu.
Kwa vijana wenzangu, wengi hawana kazi, lakini ikiwa sisi wenyewe tutajiamini, tunaweza kujiajiri wenyewe.
Afrika kwa kweli tuna mahitaji ambayo ukiyasuluhisha unaweza kuathiri watu kwenye bara hili.
Bila uoga, watu huwa na uzalishaji zaidi, wanajawa na ujasiri, wanakuwa wabunifu na wanakuwa wenye maarifa.
Niliamua kuacha kazi. Hata kama sitafanikiwa, nitakuwa nimejaribu, nitakuwa najua haiwezekani.
Hakuna kitu cha ajabu hapa. Kila anayepata ufanisi hufanya kazi usiku na mchana.
Kitu kitakusukuma na kuwezesha kupata maarifa ambayo hukuwa nayo.
Tunajaribu kutengeneza kitu kitakachopita mipaka ya nchi hii.
Ikiwa unataka kubadilisha ulimwengu, anza na nyumbani.
You are watching KUTV Primetime News with Auma Evans.
All right, welcome back and thank you for keeping it State of the Nation. And of course, this is where we begin with the discussion about the state of the nation, where we take a look at matters, politics and everything in between. And of course, a lot has really happened this particular week. Now, with President William Ruto acquiring the signature of the KANU chairman, that is Gideon Moi, this comes at the backdrop of a very heated campaign when he rise to power, rather when he was seeking the mandate to serve the nation as the 5th president of the Republic of Kenya. And you remember about the politics about the dynasty versus the hustler. Well, he branded himself as the hustler #1. And of course, against what then he called the dynasties, the children of the elite. Raila Odinga, President William Ruto, Gideon Moi. Tonight, 3 years down the line, the script has changed. And now, the hustler, the chief hustler, is now chasing and dining with the dynasties. Well, this is the state of the nation. And of course, to help me unpack this particular discussion is my guest tonight, Honorable Moses Obenzo, economist and political analyst. Asante sana for making time.
Thank you.
All right. A lot has happened this particular week. The surprise move is now Gideon Moi working with President William Ruto under the broad-based government. It began with Raila Odinga, and of course we had the Isheweri meeting, and now Gideon Moi in the mix. What is your reading into this, the broad-based government and the political arrangement that we are seeing ahead of the 2027?
Thank you very much. I highly excoriate the Damascus and the political gravitation of the dynasties into the government, because so that is what we call political conmanship. The citizens of this country heavily voted for this government under President William Ruto and disregarded the so-called dynasty political arena of Gideon Moi, Raila Odinga, Uhuru Kenyatta in 2022. So after that, there's no way now, after helping the president ascending into power, now the hustlers, the youths of this country, the Mamamboga and Boda Bodas, they are feeling disregarded, rejected, unwanted into the decision-making table of this country. I believe it could be better if we could be having a government of all inclusive, not just inclusivity in terms of regional balance, but inclusivity in terms of the age difference, the youths, even the class itself, because 2022 it was a class election, and always the politicians of this world always come up with wordings, choreograph some kind of influence to make sure that electors gravitate in a particular directions. Like they say, politicians, they make laws like the spider webs, so that the big spiders they go through, but small spiders they are caught. And I think let's wait and see in the coming days, but I can prophesy that already the feelings on the ground is like the electors are feeling that they were conned, and are feeling that going toward 2027, probably they can have a different option. But now the option which are there on the ground, they are not very clear. The oppositions have not well realigned themselves. Sometimes you find that there's push and pull. The Matiangis of this world, the Gachagua feeling they want to command everything. The other day he told the President Ruto that in the event that you want to communicate to Kalonzo, he must go through him. So clearly they're feeling that probably they are either bullied in the boardrooms, and the Jubilee now led by President Ruto, who wants to declare the presidential hopeful Matiangi that he is the best fit for this position because of his capability, his skills, and his previous track record. That one, give it to him, because even the young generation, the Gen Z, when he was in America, they wanted him to come back. But of course now, the Munyoro is feeling he may not have the real numbers in Kisii, or he must come up with a particular party from Kisii, which of course in this civilized world of today, as we don't believe that politics must always be localized, but it should always revolve around the ideas, ideologies, and the agendas that best fit for this country and for the citizens. Yes.
And they say there are no permanent enemies in politics, only interest aligned. When you look at the power dynamics, the dynasty versus the hustler narrative that was so ripe, and of course President William Ruto swept on it to ride to power. This was basically just a politics of class between the elite by then, that is the word of President William Ruto,
and the hustlers.
The elite, and of course the hustlers. And now 3 years down the line, a change of tune. probably, are you reading some sort of probably the president is maybe smelling some sort of a wave of change, and now he has to embark on other tactics to survive, maybe politically, and even as he eye for the re-election in 2027?
Definitely, because now, after the Gen Z revolution, which they entered the parliament and everything scattered, after that, Ruto seems to have changed his beliefs. Because you understand that before even the 2023 budget, 2024, Raila had already demonstrated in 2022-2023 budget. He demonstrated, but now, when that time when Gachagua was still the deputy president, he stood still and even said, nimepanda vitu State House kule, ni simu tu napigiwa. So clearly you could tell, even Ruto was so firm that even if we discuss with this mzee, there is no room, there is no nusumkate. But after the Gen Z demonstration, I think he felt something and he must have gone back to drawing board. But I think he misunderstood what he needed, what he was to be done. What was to be done was to stop the action, to focus in, to streamline the health system, to have increased capitation to education system, because now you can even see the strike in the universities. Lecturers are feeling they're not well remunerated. Those were the grievances that the Gen Z wanted to be sorted. Basically, it was just about fixing the country, fixing the areas that Wananchi feel they matter a lot to their livelihood. But I think he became more political. He went for political survival, where he felt, let me stretch hand with who? My brother, Raila Odinga. He called now, like you said, now Raila became his brother. Previously a political enemy. He stretched hand to Uhuru. He had to even to reshuffle the cabinet. President Uhuru, people had to get some slots there. Now it's Gideon Moi. We don't know who is next. So clearly he's looking for survival in 2027. And the interests of the Kenyans, I think they're coming second. They're subservient to the dynastic politics.
All right.
Yeah, and he seemed to be to push more a lot of his agenda of the housing project. There's nothing wrong with having a decent house. I totally support it. But if you put structures worth billions of money like that, what is there in Funyula sub-county, in Busia County? Billions of money structure there in such kind of a land. In local homestead of individual who have no business, they cannot even afford 3 million to buy those things. My take will be, what if you could have just have said, I have 1 billion here for you guys of Busia or Funyula. Decide what you want to do with this money. Let's do public participation. Article 10 of the Constitution. Let people agree, decide. And I'm sure on the top of the table will be water, because Lake Victoria is just a kilometer or less than a kilometer there. In fact, Funyula is bordering Lake Victoria. Secondly, will be a health center, because apart from the private health center, there's Nangina, which is private. There is no government that the health center that is working and it has all the resources for the 190. So I think President Ruto has a lot to do, and if I'm able to, in a position to advise him, I will tell him to focus more on Wananchi than this unity of dynasty. Because yes, unity is okay, it's there in the Constitution as one of the functions of the president, to unite the country. But the unit must be unity of purpose.
And one of the main reason that he gave out the purpose of unity is for the development of the common mwananchi and not for political elite. That was the reason why he said that he's trying now to expand the broad-based government, and of course he's still reaching out to more brothers to make sure that everyone is included. And far from it, when you look at the joining of Gideon Moi into the broad-based government, it came at a very interesting time. Remember, we just have a by-election, and he was supposed to present his papers to the IEBC ahead of this very crucial exercise. And many pundits saw it as a sign of probably now a game of tactics and numbers in terms of to make sure that at least the government still maintains the absolute power when it comes to this by-election, especially Baringo, where the candidate who actually died was a UDA candidate, and of course Gideon Moi was to run against the UDA candidate, and by the power of dynamics. So probably that was a very calculated move from President William Ruto to make sure that Gideon Moi actually remain within the government precincts so that UDA can maintain the absolute power. Do you feel probably this by-election is a litmus test for the government and of course for the opposition? Key elections, especially 3 areas. We have the Malava constituency where the late Maluli Njendi was a UDA candidate. We have the Mbeere North where power dynamics between now the Wamnyoro faction and of course President William Ruto to determine who actually holds the key to Mount Kenya politics. Then of course the Baringo one. Do you see this as some sort of calculated move for both the government and the opposition?
First and foremost, like any other leader or any other president, politician, always wants to ensure that where he comes from, we will receive 90%, if not 100% of the support. So the political strategic move that President Ruto has made, it's working for him, and he had to ensure that the Moise family must support him for second phase, for second term. Otherwise, they were carcinogenic in the bedroom. Because remember, that family has financial muscles. The family still have influence. It might not be a lot of influence, but it has influence. So ensuring that Gideon Moi does not reach to the ballot, it was a move it was sending a statement to the people, to his challenging people, that I have united this house. I am with the Moise family. UDA is still the strongest party, because remember, immediately after Gen Z demonstration, UDA was an enemy of the people. The party was enemy of the people, selling UDA across the country, including even those stronghold areas like now Mount Kenya. Like the by-elections that has to be conducted across the country, specifically Mount Kenya, is do or die for UDA. They must stamp the authority. If they fail it, it's a statement to the Kenyans. Malava the same. They have always voted for the government. But now with the folding of ANC by Honorable Mudavadi, it's a bit complicates the matrix there, because now, yes, he was the late Njendi was voted under ANC, but this is UDA, different political facet. ODM has withdrawn itself for obvious reasons, that is supporting the government. DAP now is wants to stretch its muscles in Western region, because it has seen there's a vacuum here. Remember, ODM is losing its grounds within the Western region. That is Busia, Vihiga, Bungoma, Trans Nzoia. It's slowly losing the ground, and people are not really trusting that party. So it's time for Kijana Wamalwa and Trans Nzoia Governor, Honorable Natembeya, which now you can see in recent past, he's really stretching his muscles across the region. And I pray that he does so, because for the longest time period, people, since the late Kijana Wamalwa left us, we have not have a serious figure that we can call our king for the people of Lembe Nation to support and eventually give back to the people of Lembe Nation, because they are feeling that those who have gone there, like Mheshimiwa Mudavadi, it's very hard to get to him. And those even that 30% that Lembe Nation was promised, up to today they're just asking. You, Honorable Speaker Wetangula used to go to the burials, to the gathering, and telling them, oh, everything you will be 30%, including the CDF and police recruitment, ambassador, everything. They are not seeing those opportunities on the ground. So those people are feeling we have been left behind. We have been dumped political dustbin. And that is why for the longest time they are supporting Baba. Because Baba somehow, with the small things I've been getting, including the CS position, at least he has been donating, like the current one he donated to Mheshimiwa Paranya. So Lembe Nation feel they need their king, they need their own house, and that is why the Malaba by-election, they must stamp authority.
And talking about these by-elections, because now it's a fight between the government and of course its allies, and now the united opposition. And we have a total of 24 by-elections, including 6 constituency. We have 1 Senate, that is Baringo senatorial race. Well, for this one, it will serve for either side as a litmus test. If the government fails in Bere North constituency by-election, then that is a strong statement for the opposition. And are you concerned about probably now the image that it will portray once probably either side? If the government wins, the ultimate power belongs to the government. If the opposition, now they have the muscle now to push to the next level. Do you think this by-election will actually serve another layer of dynamics into what we have already seen? Because the country just recently came from a very turbulent season that was led by the Gen Z.
Yeah, I'm feeling that it's obvious that after the 27th November by-election next month, the political landscape of this country must shift. Because history has told us that time and again, the by-elections has always dictated the subsequent general election. Because politics is a perception. If the DAP wins Malaba by-election, then I'm very sure out of 12 parliamentary seats in Kakamega County, in 2027 general election, DAP will increase from 1 to at least 4 or 5 because of that influence. And same applies to UDA. If they miss the Mbeere, then DCP and the sister parties will command, because it will send an obvious signal. You have seen today, Honorable Gachagua was in Kirinyaga to rebut what Waiguru did, because after those disparaging remarks that he uttered against Governor Waiguru, it's alleged that the governor organized those women to go on the road and start behaving in such a manner that they are resisting Rigiji. And of course, he went again ahead and said Rigiji should not step his foot where in Kirinyaga. What happened today? Rigiji today marshaled a very heavy mass of people there and attacking directly, because with him he never means his word. That's how he is, and we must respect every politician. Everybody has their style, and he must not force anybody also to behave the way he is, because there was an allegation that Rigiji said why he has never seen Matiang'i attacking or recalling President Ruto Kasongo. You see, Matiang'i is a different facet. He's a different individual. He's just the other day he came from a professional or corporate world, and by entering into politics, he must not always behave like the politician, but that's how things are. So basically what I'm trying to say is that even as youths, as we are heading toward the 2027 election, we have decided we must vie for those positions, and none of those positions is subservient to any position. They are all equally important, from the MCA to the president, and we must not just focus on the president alone, even other positions, because if you have enough MCA youths, will be able to command what? The county government. And we have the constitution has provided the county government under the County Government Act, the county member of assembly, they can do what? They can make the laws within that jurisdiction. Senate the same. If we have enough youths, like-minded people in the Senate, it means it will not be pushed over.
Okay. Yeah. And do you think probably the youths have what it takes to challenge for this? Because we have these ongoing by-elections, we don't see a lot of youths actually throwing their hearts in the ring and go for this elective position. Yet we talk about youths, changing the dynamics of politics. What to say? Do you think the youths have what it takes?
Yes, the youths are there. Look at Kasipul. The ODM candidate for Kasipul, Boyd. He's a Gen Z. Go to Malaba. Malaba, the injury, though he was allegation that he was rigged out, but he was a young person. And we have others. With the problem now with the media also, I think they have to be very fair with us going toward 2027, because you tend to focus on the big parties, because now it's about Ndakwa of UDA and Seth Panyako of DAP. But we have others. Don't forget about it. There are others. Even Kasipul, we have others. You are still there. Go to Ugenya. Ugunja parliamentary seat. We have young people there. So I think we need to be very fair. I want to request the media to exercise forthright and to be very fair and consistent with how they do it. You portray this by-election, and even when you go towards general election, because youths deserve equal opportunity to be heard and to be supported, regardless of their party. Some will go independent, some will have parties, because this war is for all of us as Kenyans. Of course, the obvious challenge about the youths aspirants, number one, of course, is financial muscle. But now the question will be, the fight is for the Kenyans themselves. It's not for these youths. Once we lose the mark there, we'll blame ourselves. And I want to say this. After 2027, if we make a mistake, yes, we have felt this, we will only have legal right and obligation as a civic right in demonstration. But we may lose the moral right. Because you see, it's like Watog, you know Watog Kasongo in the forest. Inasahau kila wakati. When he sees a lion start running, after running for 2 minutes, it turns and look back and question himself, why am I running? Imesahau. We can't be like that Kasongo in the forest. Let's be consistent in this matter. And we are not doing this thing for the bad reasons, regardless of who becomes the president. But if we acquire these institutes of power, county government, national government, Senate, when we acquire this institute of power, I'm telling you for free, even the president will always ensure whatever he does is according to what the system will be able to oversight. Because now the most violated article in the constitution is the famous 223, where we have supplementary appropriation funds, where after the budget has been passed, and of course those mischievous budgets or projects, they're not put in the annual budget, but eventually under 223, the supplementary appropriation, it goes to the treasury. The parliament just approves mischievously. It goes, they utilize that money. So the parliament normally becomes like a mortician.
Okay.
It can only oversight of that money has been utilized. Such kind of loopholes are what we have identified, and we must fix it when we get there.
Talking about loopholes, and Carlos Wallace in his book titled Why Say Lies When Truth is Free. Well, he mentioned that America was founded on a history of deception, exploitation, and of course appropriation, and eventually the layers of the reality came to caught up with them. Now the point is, some of the problems that we experience, some are even man-made. The choices of politicians that serves us are as a result of mandate that have been delegated and of course donated by the citizens. So choices has consequences, and I think this is the time for Kenyans, the young people, leaders like you, to rise up to the occasion and realize this. And of course that is where we wind it up for today. Many thanks, Honorable Moses Obenzo, economist and political analyst, for making time. Asante sana.
Thank you very much. Just I want to tell the people of this country, I will say the honorable citizens and the citizens within Busia, like what Thomas Sankara told the Bukinas. Do you want champagne for the few executive, or you want water for the whole country or for the county? The choice is worse. 2027 Kivumbi at the ballot.
Fair enough. Well, so that has been the state of the nation, and of course very insight discussion about matters politics, the conversation that concerns you, the common citizen, and of course what is the better way other than analyzing and of course breaking it and chunking it down in a manner and in a language that you can really understand. And of course that has been our guest tonight, Moses Obenzo, economist and political analyst. Many thanks for your time. Now we move direct to matters sports. All right. Now to the latest in the world of sports. Now the men football national team, that is Harambee Stars, is set to face off Africa champions, that is Ivory Coast, at the Abidjan Stadium tonight in their last match of the World Cup qualifiers. Kenya will be looking to extend their impressive run of form after their third consecutive win over Burundi, as Ivory Coast sit top of Group F. Meanwhile, in other match played in Group F, Gambia schooled Seychelles football lesson, thrashing the island nation 7-1, earning themselves a crucial point in their group qualifier campaign. Still matters football. Now FC Leopard is looking forward to return to their winning ways tomorrow when they take on that is Bandari FC at the Nyayo National Stadium. Well, according to the assistant coach Kenneth Wendo, the team is in a good shape despite having secured 2 draws in their previous matches against Postal Rangers and Sofapaka. According to the Kenneth, a win is possible if the team will avoid previous mistakes. FC Leopard currently occupy the 15th position on the table, with Bandari occupying the 9th position.
Kila mtu anajua mahali tuko na si wote tunaifeel. Najua mafan pia wanaifeel sana, lakini at the end of the day vitu zita work out. Tulipik a lot of positives than negatives. Ni that tu hatukuwin venye tulikuwa tuna expect kuwin, tulikuwa tumeenda kuwin but hatuku manage kupata zile result tulikuwa tunataka.
Tumekuwa na a few matches huko zile tumezichukulia kama build up matches coming to hii game ya kesho Wednesday against Bandari. Imekuwa fiti kwa sababu tumeweza kuitumia kuangalia different systems, different combination ya wachezaji, departmental pia, of which imekuwa fiti sana. So coming into tomorrow's match, tumekuwa na draw mbili. Of course hatujaanza vile tulikuwa tunataka, a bit slow, but coming into tomorrow's match, the boys wanajua nini nafaa kufanyika.
Right, so we have come to the end of our bulletin tonight. Many thanks for the men and women behind the scene, and of course for your esteemed viewers for always keeping us a company in the last 1 hour and 3 minutes or so. My good name is Auma Evans. Naomi Mboy has been our sign language interpreter tonight. Until next time, do have a lovely night and God bless Kenya.